I am recording. So what I wanted to record is I'm setting up my studio, just to do some practice shoots and things like that, and work on my tethering, and getting used to using the program Capture One. By the way, they didn't pay me. This isn't a promotion. It's not sponsored. I sure wish it was, but it's not. And but anyway, I'm using this new software, and it has a high learning curve to it, so it requires a little practice. Now, in doing all this, I need my lighting set up. I'm getting my soft boxes in place and getting ready to light them up, so I'll do that now. Alrighty. Get that one on. This one. This. I don't need this. All right. Now what I'm doing is also getting some other things set up. I need some light stands set up because I'm going to be burning more than just these soft boxes. I have some LED lights that I like to use when I'm doing photography or filming, and that's because I can put a nice lens on them. Actually, I can do that on the softbox too, but it's easier on these LEDs, and they give a soft light also, so they're not it's not like they're a hard light, but they are less diffused than my big soft boxes provide light to be. Oh, and that's just the way it is. The smaller the source, the less diffused. Anyway, I'm getting light stand set up, and I need to get a light head on it. I've got one already set up there. Alrighty. So I have two of these I want to have giving me light from this direction. The soft boxes that I use here, these are 5500K, which is a simulation of sunlight. It's supposed to be the same spectrum. And the way I have these set up, they're giving me about 3000K, 2800 to 3000K, somewhere in there. And so that's going to give a much more amber colored light. And I like using that because it's similar to what we're used to looking at. Now, a lot of people say, no, we're used to looking at sun. Well, yeah, we are. And when the windows are open, we're used to seeing that sunlight in our homes. But all of the rest of the time, the majority of indoor light, it's a little different. It's kind of yellowish. And that's the reason they made incandescent bulbs yellowish, was because people were already used to seeing by candlelight, lamplight, and they wanted something similar. So they did that. And that has kind of carried on throughout the decades. And the funny thing of it is while we've become accustomed to that, we're also accustomed to seeing each other in that light. And so it doesn't hurt to have a little of it going on. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. Now this one I have up here. I'm going to put down below here. And I want to turn it so that it faces me, because I want it coming up from underneath. I need a little light down here. That's what this one's going to do. Back just a little bit, so that's smacking me right here relative to my camera. Now, simple enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as we're recording this on my on one of my video cam, I'm going to take my larger camera here, my new one, and I'm going to do some capture on it with y'all watching to see what's going on. And you're going to see the pictures that come out of this flashed in front of you that way. So that's why I'm kind of having a little fun here, playing around, setting this up. And as soon as I get it set up, I'm going to then shoot an intro for a video for YouTube. So, of course, that's, I guess, where I output all of my videos for the most part. Anyway, let's get started here. Now again, my house lights aren't something that I really need so much at this point. It's a matter of controlled light. Okay, so that gives a bit of a gold pitch, but it's up angled above me here, so I'm going to pull it down just a little bit, and I'm not going to angle so much as I'm just going to bring this mask down. There we go. That'll look good. Okay, let's take another look there. Good, that warms it up just a little bit. I'm not quite as cold as I was. And this is going to make it look more indoorsy right here. Isn't that neat? Okay, so boom, got my light sources all set up and ready to go. These things are just blinding, but they give me great light, as you can see. Another thing, the camera, if you'll notice right there, it's got an orange cord coming out of it, and that's tethered up to this computer right here that I'm about to turn on. And I just remembered my camera needed a new battery, so I'm going to give it that. Go ahead and take care of that now. And I was getting this camera set up for, like I said, doing video in a little bit. Now I can't do video tethered. I wish I could with this camera, but it won't do it. But my pictures are tethered. Get this audio hooked up for later. Bam. And I also have hanging here what's called an intervalometer, okay? And an intervalometer, all that is it's a neat little device that you hook to a camera that allows or tells the camera when to take a picture and how often to take a picture, and you can set it to go off as many times as you want, just over and over and over again, or just to fire one time. For instance, if you're doing self-portraits, you can set this for 10 seconds, push the button, and go sit down, or you can set it for a minute or for an hour or whatever. The intervalometer will allow that, and it will, once it is set up the right way, will just keep taking pictures. Great for doing special types of photography. All right, so this is up. Let me log in here. There we are. Pardon me as I don't show my password. Okay, I'm in. I want to open up my Capture One. I'll turn this around so you can kind of see what's happening here. There we go. Okay, so what I've done is I've clicked on Capture One. That's going to come up on my screen now. And as that does, there we go. I don't know why it came up small. There we go. So here's Capture One, and as soon as I turn this camera on, bam, it's going to give me image right here of me. All right, and I can actually fire this camera and control the camera from the computer itself. I can control my aperture, I can control my shutter speed, I can control the ISO on it. I have control of that camera with this computer if I so wish to assert that. Or I can use the camera controls from the camera. It hasn't been overridden, it's just been attached to, you could say. So, there we have it. Pretty nifty little fella. And like I say, I've been really enjoying it. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, there's not much there. I have it zoomed out, but there should be something in a moment. Get over here. Looks like I am a little bit out of scene. So what I want to do is I want to go into my capture. And that's what I want to click on now, is the icon that allows me to interface with my camera. Okay, now we're going to go to a live view. I just figured out the problem. I pushed in on this jack. Bam, I heard it ring. Okay, so what do you know? Ah, it's seeing the camera now and all of its settings. So I'm going to turn this back over toward me. Okay. Hello, me. Now, right now, I'm shooting at 250ths of a second. My ISO is at 640, which is a bit high, and my f-stop is at 5.6. I'm got this set up with auto white balance at the moment. Okay, I was looking down, sure enough, so there's the first rather dark image, as you can see. So what I want to do here, I want to change this. We are going to reduce that ISO. I want to change it to 1/80th, and then of a second. And then on my ISO, I'm going to bring ISO down. Now I'm going to shoot at 250 or 200 on my ISO. So we'll try that again. Here's the next shot, guys. And big cheesy smile. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Now I'm still pretty dark, and I don't like that. I want to lighten it up just a little bit. But the thing of it is I don't want to change those camera settings a lot. I want to keep my ISO as nice and low like I have it. I have it at 1/200th. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my speed one more time. I want to lower it to 1/60th. There we go. My f-stop is already at as low as it will be, as low as I can get it. So I'm going to leave that there. Now, what I want to change is the light that I have going on to bring out the rest of this image. These lights are doing pretty good. I'm getting that nice amber tone that I'm wanting there. But what I need to do is just bring up the light a little, and I think that'll complete my picture. So increase that there. Bring this one up. There. All right. Let's see what that did for it. There we go. Now I'm flashing that on the screen, as you see. That is a totally different look suddenly. And look, I've got that beautiful dark background that I'm looking for. So that's how I get that, by the way. If you're looking for, if you're wondering how I'm doing that in studio, that's it right there. Now, if you'll notice on my eyeglasses, let's take a look at that picture again. You see that reflection on the lens of the glasses there? Well, that reflection is because of those bright lights right to my side over here, these amber lights. So if I take those amber lights and pull them off to the left a little bit, I should be able to pull that right off of the lens of my glasses. I'm going to pull that over and back just slightly. Turn them towards my head. And I want to move this other one. And so here's the thing. In photography, this is what we're doing. We are working light in a very special way to get just what we want from your face or from whatever it is that we're shooting. It's about bouncing photons. We're bouncing them all around in a special way that we get a certain look. a certain perspective. So let's, I'm a little bit off center on that camera, which isn't going to matter a lot, but I could correct it just by doing that, I think. Let's find out. Now look, see how moving those lights over changed my face. Let's look back at the last one previous to moving the lights. Got lights in the glasses, and the face is a little bit more intense. I move them over slightly, and suddenly I still have that nice amber light, yet it's not intense. And all I did was move one light 3 feet and another light about a foot, maybe a foot and a half. That was it. So these little changes like this. Now I'm going to show you one more change. Look at the light I'm catching up on my forehead. I think that's because I've got this too close to me, too close to the front of my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that boom above me, I'm going to move it back about 1 foot, and we're going to take another picture. Okay, now let's see what the difference is when I move my hair light back just a little bit. Boom. Now look, see the more richness in my face. I don't have those highlights up here on my forehead. Just 1 foot on that one light. So I'm getting good light balance now. A little bit of shininess on the cheeks, and that's not going to hurt anything. And my background is gone, all right? My shirt is gone, all right? It's just me. That's what I'm looking for when I'm setting up. So when you're seeing Texas Cooking Today, and you're watching, you know, the opening of what's happening there, this is what's happening behind the scenes. You're now seeing it from back there as if you were sitting as an audience member watching what's happening on all of this. There it is. So this camera's like all zoomed in on me. You saw it just as it was taken right there. And that's exactly how I'm going to be sitting when I film this. So everything is set. I'm going to tighten the handles on my camera. My seat is right where I need it. My focus is right where I need it. And I'm ready to go. This is cool. Now, also, when I'm doing portraiture work, and I'm behind the camera and operating it from that position, I'm still tethered and will be, I plan to be. That is my goal, is to remain tethered to this camera and use it in that way. And that way I can see that picture come up. And then once we've finished our shoot, the customer and I, we can go through all of these pictures one at a time, and we're going to rate them on a star system, 1 star to 5 stars. And then we will pick out the pictures that they want, just through simple process of elimination. That's what I'm going to be using this for, and to help business and the flow of business to be a little more smooth and a little faster for the customer, and a lot more modern experience, because that's what I'm looking for there. So there we have it, this really cool camera and really cool lighting setup. I need to change my shirt. I'll take some nice pictures, and we'll take a look at those in a minute. Okay. Now, here's the thing, guys. I've always wanted to do sort of the behind the scenes kind of thing. This is like behind the scenes of getting ready to do one of my videos, regardless of what kind of video it is. It kind of starts here, getting that lighting set up. Now, I don't go through that much moving around on the lights, but I wanted to show you what different positioning on your lights can do, and what just simple, very minor changes can do when it comes to what it looks like in that lens. It changes a lot of stuff. So you saw that change right in front of you, and you saw the pictures that came out of it. Now I'm wearing a little nicer shirt, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the glamour shot here. Got to take the glasses off. Get my laptop down here where it's out of my way. Oh, there we go. Gorgeous. Isn't that nice? Got a good look. Here we are. I like that. Just that fast. Isn't that sharp? And I'm just sitting here popping them off. So there it is. Okay, so it's just that simple. Or, you know, I can look angry. That scowl. There we are. That's the one. So, having a little fun with it. Okay, it's time now for me to do some video. Put this aside. Wonderful, wonderful device. In fact, let me go ahead and kind of give you a close-up of what I'm seeing. I don't have my glasses on right now, but at least I can get this up in front of you. So that's what I'm seeing right there. I've got this wonderful shot of me, but I've got all of this control going on around it. And it's quite incredible when it comes to what this program is actually capable of doing relative to the camera and to the capture. It's unbelievable. So looking forward to growing into that and just kind of making it a natural part of what I do and how I do it. I want it to be part of my workflow. Okay, simple enough. I have to turn this off and unplug this in order to get video from this thing. All right, now it's set on video. Testing. Nope, no audio yet. There we go. Now I've got audio stream showing. And it's coming through good and strong, really strong. It's the new system I'm using. And I see it's working well on this too. So we've got audio all the way around. So now you get to see the way I'm setting this up. And I'm going to kind of switch back and forth on this video, as you'll see me set up for one of my videos. Okay, that looks really nice. Ooh, all sexy and sharp looking now. All right, anything else I want to set up? Always make sure that I get everything just the way I want it. All right, starting my video. Okay, my video's running. Now, folks, you'll notice that there we go. I'm in frame and looking the way I should be. Now, as you can see, the look from that camera, it's totally different than the look from this camera. This camera right here is giving me that deep image with the background that's dark, and I've got to figure out some way to deal with the noise that it's creating for video. I have to admit, I'm not the world's best videographer. I'm a good photographer. Video is different. It operates differently. And so the way things come out is totally unusual. All right, so this is shot number 1 for sopapillas. I wanted to do a video today on the sopapilla. The sopapilla is a really, really cool thing, and it's used mostly in this area as a dessert item. Although sometimes it can be used for savory dishes too. And it's a wonderful, wonderful cultural item for the United States. This is part of our history and part of who and what we are. So folks, please enjoy this. This is sopapillas. Let's get in the kitchen. Come on. Yeehaw, that came out pretty good. I think I'm going to go with that one. There was a time, turn this off. There was a time, ladies and gentlemen, when I was producing videos. I'm going to turn this camera back on so you can see me both ways. Okay, so this is the second video for this. There was a time when I sat down to do a video, I would have to shoot 5 or 6 different takes, trying to get what I'm trying to say to come out the way I want people to hear it. The way I teach is a little different than the way other people teach, and I come in kind of from the backside on my teaching. Is what I like to do is to kind of guide you into what's happening and everything, and then we get into here's the ingredients. So it's a little different way of teaching, and I find it to be quite effective. Those who watch my videos and learn from them find it to be very effective. My tutorials are spot on. And I've learned that just from viewer response. So, in other words, I believe y'all now, okay? Anyway, here is the makings of the beginning of one of my cooking videos. Ain't that cool? Bet you didn't know there was that much behind it. Wow. Okay, time to go in the kitchen and cook up some sopapillas. Yeah, I love these things. All right, that one off and this one off. Okay, let me get over here in my kitchen. At the moment I've been turn on some more light here and try to block some of that, diffuse it, that's what we'll call it, so it's softer. Yay, how about that? Oh, a little better. Okay, I've been trying to get my ingredients all set up for this video. And so that's, you want to see behind the scenes, this is it. Getting everything measured out and ready. That way, when I go to filming, it's all set up. So now I'm just measuring out my flour. I'm going to have a little extra flour that I set aside, and that is for when I go to rolling out my dough. I want to need something to put on the board. It's all ready. So before I do a video shoot, I kind of have to think through the whole scenario, work through in my mind all of the different steps, and then get everything out and ready for that process. All right, so my recipe involves flour and milk and lard and baking powder and salt. Got it there. Some honey, ooh, that's the thing, and something to fry it in. Oh, not just cooking oil. No, we're going to do something different. If you think that's weird, got news for you. It's not. It's not weird. It's not bad. It's not inappropriate. It's lard. And before you go getting judgmental, lard has no trans fats. So anyway, there we have it. I'm about set up. It looks really cool, and I just need to get the camera in here and get busy doing what I do. But you know, I teach the setup method and I practice it because not only does it make cooking easier, folks, it makes making cooking videos easier. It's a win-win thing. It's just smart to do. Okay, what else am I going to need? I want to discuss my ingredients, and then we're going to move right into here's how we prepare this while that's slowly melting down. And we'll make the dough. Oh yeah. Well, the dough has to rest so I don't have to melt that any sooner than necessary. See how I have to think this through? Okay, so I'll wait on that. Make that, rest it. And then as I roll it, melt that, cut these, fry them. Boom. Got it. Hee hee. All right, man, we're going to be making some delicious right here. Okay, continuing behind the scenes of making a cooking video. All right, so when I get my camera in the kitchen, I go ahead and get it all set up. The first thing I need to do, because when you're shooting with a camera like this, unlike a camera like that, which automatically focuses and changes focus as I move, and it'll change perspective and all, that is a video cam. This is a DSLR, and a DSLR works a little different. So you have to get everything set first, then start shooting. First thing I want to do is go here, turn it on. Okay. I want to close up this port right now because I'm not using it. So, boom. Now, I'm checking my settings, which I'm liking most of this, but I have learned that when I'm cooking and there's a little motion going on, that this thing works better when I increase the gain. So when you're doing your video, ISO becomes what they call gain. So I'm going to increase my gain on this one to 1250, which works really nice for video in a light like this. All right, the settings on my speed and all that, my aperture remain the same. Okay, just leave it alone. So I'll switch over to my video, and it's a smart thing that when you're first doing this, there we go, just run a short clip just like this, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to click view. Just run a short clip just like this. Okay, we can see what's happening there. Just run a short clip just like this. I switched off just that quick. And so it's showing me I've got good lighting. My white balance is nice on this. Nothing is glaring at me. All I need to do is now make sure my camera is level and compose the image, make sure it is focused where I want it to be focused, and adjust my lighting as I need it to do this. And the lighting, well, we're pretty much already there. Background. Yes, I do this in every video. Okay, now info. I have a level built onto this thing. In fact, if I turn this off and go to info, there's my level in large size. So when this is off, it shows that. See? I can bring it up when I get a green line. I'm dead on, and it is very sensitive. Getting that green line is a hard thing to do. Further. Because it's so easy to overshoot. It's unbelievable. Whoops, like that. Good. Now I only wanted to do that well to show you. Normally it's kind of flashing back and forth like that on me, but I wanted to show you just how sensitive it is. And just me moving the floor a little bit is knocking it around off. See there? So boom. Just my movement can change that. So I go through that little bit of trouble to make sure I get a good video on it. Now we're going to switch back over to video, and I'm going to change my perspective on this just a little bit. Okay, and that's how I'm going to shoot this scene. And I wanted you to see it from this angle so you can see what I'm looking at, but I'm actually going to change my perspective and shoot it from a different angle. So here we go. All right, so now I have video enabled for this other camera. I'm doing my thing there. Here we are with these wonderful ingredients that we have. I have over here some flour, milk. Okay, so different ways over time things change and evolve, and that's what we have here. Over on the side I have this beautiful pan filled with lard. Yeah, you heard me right. I said lard. Look at that right there. So what we're going to be doing is melting that lard and cooking this off in lard. That might sound a little crazy, but the whole idea here is I wanted to make this dish as much as it was made 200 years ago, to bring a little more of that natural flair and flavor to this dish. Okay, it's off. Alrighty, so that's it. Moving to the next scene. Okay, recording again on this. I am setting the camera up for my next scene, which is to give the ingredients quantities. I started some time back changing up the way I did my videos. I noticed, I looked at my analytics and I noticed when people were clicking out. Oops, I'm losing it. Change battery pack. There we go. Now, that happens. Had to deal with a battery issue. It happens on all of my cameras. So, got to deal with it. Now, as I was saying, got to shoot to the next scene, but I can't move into making this without talking to people about the quantities. And I rearranged my videos because some years back, I looked in the analytics and I realized that a lot of people weren't watching the video. They would see the ingredients list and click off of it. And I thought, really, is that where it's at? So it dawned on me, if I would simply place the ingredients quantities later on in my video, I would increase my overall viewer duration. I did this and it worked, so I continue. Now I'm about to do that here. This is that shot. Before I make this, I have to do it this way because the ingredients are kind of laid out here in a specific way. Okay, dust. Focus. Got it. Film. The quantities of all of the ingredients that we have used today, I started with 2. That's all there is to it, and it's a simple and easy recipe to do. All right, now, so I've done that part, changing the camera, getting ready for the next scene. Boom, boom. Get that out of my scene, bring in the bigger bowl so we can get all of this done up right. I'm gonna move the milk over to the side for the moment. I'm gonna need this. Now, I don't like to always use the same camera angle, so I like to switch it up as much as I can, as often as I can. Good. I'm gonna bring him around, bring it up. So this is going to become the primary focus of this. Now that, good. Pull back a little. There. Good. Focus. Lock my position off. I'm also looking at my level, and it looks like the camera's down a little bit this way. Actually, I'm very close to it. I'm getting flashes of green, so I'm going to leave it alone. There we go. Ready to shoot this. Pastry blender right there. When it comes time to make this wonderful simple dish, the first thing we need to do, isn't that easy? Okay, those ingredients are mixed. That's all it took. Okay, now, so you'll know for the behind the scenes video, this is where I do a cut. And I'll cut out, you know, me dusting that off and setting it up and fade over to the next happening. So I haven't moved my bowl, I leave it. Now that we have everything mixed here, let's go ahead. Our sopapillas. Wonderful. Okay. Come on. Don't want flour in my camera. That's a real mess. All right. So there you can see what's really going on behind the scenes when I'm making one of these videos, or when anybody else is. They're going through a lot of different steps so you guys can get a video for cooking. All I can say is if I were making this dish for myself, I would be well into the frying stage by now. Okay? This would have been done a long time ago. Okay, so making a cooking video is many hours in the doing, even if it's a quickie like this one. Now I'll just finish cooking these off, and then I can do my final shots. I've already taken care of the ingredients, which normally I'll show right now. I'll cut into ingredients. We'll show that, and then and that'll be the quantities, and then after that I switch back over to what I have made and how enjoyable and exciting it is to eat it. Okay, back up the recording for making video, and right now I'm getting my camera ready to do a series of stills. This is important, guys. If you're going to do YouTube, you're going to need thumbnails, and thumbnails mean good images, and good images, well, that starts right here. Okay, so the more the merrier is the way it works. All right. That's not what I need. There we go. Check my battery power on this. Oh, I'm still good. I got another hour on it. Folks, I can't tell you how important it is to keep lots of batteries. When your equipment operates on batteries and you're in the middle of a shoot, you don't want to run out suddenly. So keep lots of batteries. Keep them charged at all times and rotate them. They each get used an even number of times on my camera. There's a rotation on them. Okay, this one has to get charged. It goes to the back, and then I start over with it again. Okay. Sopapillas, no powdered sugar. Stick with granulated sugar and a little cinnamon if you want that, or keep it simple and enjoy the honey. Thank you for watching, folks, and please enjoy your sopapillas. Oh yeah. Done with that shoot. Boom. And there it is. We are finished with a cooking video. And that was a really, really short one, okay? And you saw how protracted it became. So I started this at 11, and it's 1:30 now on an easy one.